Hello friends, and welcome to the Hanged Man in the Moon. Today we're going to be doing a complete, well, almost completely blind unboxing and walkthrough of this deck. I think I know what's in this. I think this is a Tarot de Marsella based deck that I ordered from Argentina. And if it's the deck that I'm thinking of and it's as beautiful as I expect it will be, you might want to take a look at it too. So, if you want to see what's inside the package, and if you're interested in Tarot de Marsella and you're interested in bold, rich colors, stay tuned. So again, friends, I have not looked inside this package. I've only slit the top of the plastic wrapping of the FedEx envelope so that I can get into it more easily. I didn't look inside. So I'm not even sure that I have the deck correct. This, I believe, is my order from Argentina of a Tarot de Marsella based deck. So let's go in and see what it is, and let's see if I like it. So here is the package off, and oh, it's got brown packaging here. So let me pause and open this up with a knife. Okay, so I have it cut open in situ, and let's see what's inside. Maybe I'll need to pause again to open it. This should have a wood box, but it feels very light. Well, okay, I guess it does have a wood box. Yes, it has a wood box. And let's get rid of the cardboard box and see if I can. Nope, I need to pause again to get into this. Okay, I think I'll be able to get into it from here. So let's open it up the rest of the way. Here we go. Tarot, I can see the word Tarot de Marsella. Tarot de Marsella, which is the Spanish way of saying Tarot de Marsella. And it's a nice box. It's when I felt the weight of this package, I thought, oh, the box is going to be very cheap and very light wood. And okay, the wood is actually pretty good. The wood feels very good. Opening it up, and here's the deck. You can see Tarot de Marsella here, Tarot de Marsella. I'm pleased with the box. I'm very pleased with the box. So let's look inside. So we have the deck, we have some cards, a card, and we have, two cards, okay. 2 cards here saying Tarot de Marsella, composed of 70, now this is in Spanish, composed of 78 cards of the arcane, subdivided into 22 major arcana and 56 minor arcana. Here it is in kind of in English. It consists, grammar's not exactly wonderful, but it consists of 78 cards or arcana subdivided in 22 major arcana and 56 minor arcana. Okay, so it's got English and Spanish here. That's good. You see the colors? Even on these 2 cards, you can see the depth and richness of the color. And here on the box, you can see the depth and richness of the color, which is what drew me to this deck. It made me want to get this deck the moment I saw it. So let me get rid of these, get rid of this gorgeous box. I really like this box. I'll put it up here so we can see a corner of it. And here we have, it's kind of a little, it's a very poorly cut little white book, which kind of makes me wonder if this is actually, Okay, so Little White Book is in Spanish entirely. Yes, it's entirely in Spanish, which is fine for me. And since it is a standard Tarot de Marseille, if you know Tarot de Marseille, you wouldn't even need this book. This book is cut in such a way that makes me think, is this really, 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 really an original deck? It says made in Argentina. Okay, so let's look inside the box and let's see how difficult it is to open the box. Oh, the box opens very easily. That's good. Don't need a knife for that. And here we, okay, so this might be a used deck. This might be a used deck. And here we go. So it looks like it's out of order. So I'm going to pause and put it back into order. But you can see the richness of the colors already, right? So I'll get rid of this box and put this deck in order. See you in just a moment. So you can see that the camera has gotten a little bit rearranged as I put things in order. Honestly, this deck was so out of order that I was worried that I had missing cards. But now that I've got it in order, they're all there. Everything is fine. And you can see the backs are nice. I mean, the color is pretty and they are reversible if you like that. The size is, this is a standard US Games tarot deck, the universal. It's just a little bit bigger. I mean, barely worth mentioning, but it's just a hair bigger. You can see the sides just a little bit here. Okay, but the cardstock is thin but feels durable. And I think this is going to be a good deck to use. I have not looked carefully at the images, but here we have the Fool. No, not the Fool. I'm sorry, the Magician. The Fool is at the end of the Major Arcana. So we have the Magician. We've got his tools here. You can see it's interesting, his feet and his shoes are different colors, but they're pointing in opposite directions as per usual. It looks like he's got dice up in the air. His wand, is it a wand? Is it a pen? It's hard to tell, but lovely little magician, batelier. La papesse. Here we have the popess, looking lovely. Her veil is there, floating in the air behind her. I love these orange tones, the oranges and reds, and the deepness of the blues in this deck. Here is the Imperatrice, the Empress, looking very regal. She's got everything she needs right there, a very standard Tarot de Marseille. Here is the Emperor, and you can see that they are looking at each other, which is good. And they look like a couple. They look like they've both got a little bit of age on them, which is nice. The Emperor. And here we have the Pope, Le Pape. He's got his key on his glove. Got the two acolytes in front of him. You can see the cathedral going behind him. He's got the two pillars. Very standard, very traditional, but the colors, the lines are so crisp. I love the crispness of the lines. And again, I love these orangey tones and these deep red tones, very rich colors in this deck. The little hearts up here. And here the color suddenly changes at the chariot. The two horses are two different colors. Yeah. The background. Interesting choices. The blue and the red. And I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of a sienna. It's not exactly brown, it's not exactly red, it's in between. Sienna? Umber? More an umber. Probably umber is the correct word. Here we have Justice at 8. Very beautiful. Here we have oh, look at that hermit. Look at the color on that hermit. He's beautiful. The light shining out, radiating from his lantern. Lovely. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune, our 3 animals. Not looking so much like a sphinx here, looking more like a standard Tarot de Marsella set of monkeyish figures. The Wheel of Fortune at 10. At 11, we have Strength, as usual. The lion looks very, very domesticated for a lion. Almost looks a little bit like the muzzle of a dog here. But yeah, beautiful Strength card. And my favorite card of all decks, Le Pendu, the Hanged Man. Is it the Swiss outfit, the Swiss Army outfit? Kind of, a little bit, yeah. Both shoes are on. You could barely see the top bar that he's hanging from, but he looks very happy, very content to be hanging there. Trees in the background, looking at a night sky, radiating from his crown chakra or his third eye chakra. Death. Now, death is very dark. Literally, the color is very dark in this deck. You can see the heads, you can see the hands, look, and feet, perhaps more than usual. You can see the sun either rising or setting in the background. He's got fangs. This death figure seems to have fangs here. Can you see him? Yeah, you can see him. Had to stand up to see if you could see him. Little male-looking head, female-looking head, crown. Interesting, very interesting. I love this deck. I love this deck already. Temperance. Here we have again that balance of blue and umber, the reddish and bluish colors. Lovely, lovely. And here we have Le Diable, the devil. Very typical. You can see a little bit of the phallic symbol down there at the bottom. Nothing in the stomach. No mouth at the belly button. Holding a sword-like rod. Fire around. But very comfortable in her element, in their element, right? Right? Here's the tower with the one person seeming to possibly even be crawling out of the tower. There are no steps in this one. This figure seems to be clearly falling. The fire, we have the kind of yod, but there are circles here. And here we have the star, l'étoile. Beautiful, beautiful colors. The richness of these colors is wonderful. You can see here's not exactly an ibid, but I can assume that that's what the sentiment of this bird is. Here we have the moon, the crustacean coming up from the pool, the dogs barking at the face in the moon, the 2 towers in the back, one with a kind of crown, one that could possibly be open. Okay. Here's the sun with our 2 figures, one hand on the other's chest. Sun radiating yod, radiating fire. The little wall. That's a lovely sun card, very warm sun card. And here we have Judgment rising up. White beard, interesting. So we've got some age on the man. The child, the baby, well, maybe it's a baby, maybe not. It's got a lot of hair. The angel blowing their trumpet from above. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The world card. The world figure looks a little small here to me. But she's in her wreath. We've got the 4 elements and more space than usual around the top and the bottom. There seems to be more space around the 4 figures. Interesting. The green is a lovely green here. And then we have the Fool. The Fool's backside is a flesh tone. And is it a dog? Is it a cat? Hard to tell. But yeah, the Fool, going forward with us in a starry night, a very starry night, which is interesting. And here we have the Ace of Bâtons, the Ace of Wands, greens. You'll see that the minor cards have different borders. Yeah, the borders shifted in the majors, but the minors are going to have one color per suit. So the bâtons, the wands, are going to have this brownish color. And the wands are going to be green, yeah, with the flowers. Here we go, the flowers. The flower decorations are very typical conver-style flowers to my eye, at least to my knowledge. I'm still a beginner with Tarot de Marsella, but this looks like a very conver-style deck, though the coloration is very different. The Three of Wands. I'm sorry, the Five. What am I saying? Three. The Five of Wands. Okay, I didn't get the order correct. Let's see. Here's the Six. Here's the Six. No. Yes, here's the Six of Wands. Sorry. I did want to get back into this without looking too carefully at the decks. The weave pattern here between the wands. But there's the colors here, they're very simple in that there's the background color, there's the dark green wand and the light green wand. Now there aren't like reds and light blues and dark blues here. Let's see, here we go with again, I'm sorry. Here's the Seven of Wands. Here's the Seven of Wands. Here's the Eight of Wands. And here's the Nine. Interesting. These flowers seem to be more within the spaces of these two sets of wands, rather than set apart just a little bit. And here we have the Tens. Okay. So there might be some difference in the floral decoration between this deck and the standard conver deck. We have the Valet of Bâton, yeah, very natural looking bâton. Here is the Cavalier de Bâton with a very natural looking bâton in his hand. The Queen should have a more refined bâton, yes. Here's the Queen, the reds, the blue. Is it blue? Is it purple? This looks more purplish, a little bit more purplish, her robes here. The Roi de Bâton, the King of Wands. And yes, he's about to stab his foot. And here we have the cups, yeah, our cathedral-looking cup. Now here we have a lot more balance than some renditions of the conver deck. Yeah, I don't see many differences. I don't see many oddball towers here. It looks very balanced. It looks perhaps corrected. Oh, but no, it's the same. Okay. There's some difference here. There's some difference here at the bottom. Two of Cups, there's not the usual banner here at the bottom, as in most conver decks. Yeah? There's no title down here. But we have the two, some people call them fishes, the two heads licking at the flower here. The Three of Cups. Now you can see the color of the borders here is kind of, it looks like light gray on brown to me. Looks like a light gray on chocolate border to me, which is interesting because I would have thought more blue, but hey, I'm not the designer. Four of Cups, Five of Cups. Wow, look at this flower. This decoration is lovely. Six of Cups. Yep, we're here at the six. Sorry. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Interesting that these have broken off. They're very separated. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, two in the crowd. Nine of Cups. So the arrangement is entirely conver. Oh, now this is different. This is different. And I wonder why they chose this. Instead of having the one large cup here at the top pouring down, the cups are open. The cups are open, but they don't have the wine color or blood color interiors. But instead of having the one cup on top with nine below, you have two in the center. That's different. I wonder how I would use that in a reading. Interesting change. This card is the only one that really looks, well, except for the banner at the bottom of the two of cups. That looks very different. Okay, is it a hat? Is it the cap to the cup? You'll never know. He looks kind of old for a valet, doesn't he? He looks a bit aged to me. Okay, here we have the Knight, the Cavalier, the Cup. Okay, yeah, pretty standard. The Roi, the Cup, the Queen of Cups, covered. She's got her, now this is kind of high up. Yeah, she can see pretty well, if you ask me. But she does have her extra sword here. And we have the King of Cups, Roi de Cup. His cup is open. His hat is open. Very clear view to the future. Yeah. The same diversity of design on his platform. Here we have the Ace of Épée, the Ace of Swords with the two different kinds of plants coming out of the crown. Here we have the Two of Swords, very typical floral design. And now, okay, I lied, did I not? Here's the border for the cups. Here's the border for the swords. There is a difference, yeah. This, if you put them side by side, this border looks more, a little grayer. Although, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. The border differences are not as clear as I thought that they would be. Well, let's continue going. Here we go. Two of Swords, the Three of Swords. Now, pointing up. The Four of Swords. Come on, baby. Here we go. The Four of Swords. The woven pattern here. Five of Swords. Okay, you can see the sword going through the pattern here on top. The Six of Swords. Yeah, looks a little bit crowded, perhaps. The Seven of Swords. And you can see, let me use my little pen here. You can see the sword through the mesh here. There are some decks where the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords, you cannot see this sword through the mesh. And there are some where you can. And this one you can. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords. Here we go with that little funky flower in the center. Yeah. The Nine of Swords. And again, you can see the sword through the mesh as it goes through. Now let's see, is there going to be a difference in the Ten of Swords? Nope. Okay, so the Ten of Swords is pretty standard. Yeah, the two swords coming through, piercing through the mesh, the line of swords on the side. Very standard. I wonder why they changed the cups. Okay, here we have the Valet de Paix. What do you think of these colors? I love these colors. I love the tones. I love having a deep, rich, kind of nighttime version of the Tarot de Marsella. I love the richness of these colors. The Cavalier, the Roi de Paix. She's holding her stomach, looking perhaps bloated for some reason or another. And the king, roi d'épée, the king of swords, with his additional wand. Okay, let's look at the pentacles. Yeah, very standard ace of pentacles, de denier, ace of coins, I should be saying. Okay, there's no publication information here on the two of coins, so that's different. Yeah, the two of coins, two of cups, both of them lack the additional publication information. Here, the three of coins, standard floral pattern, though the colors are different. And you can see that these are again, a lighter brown. Light brown, which is different from both the cups and the swords. The four of coins with that little... Now, in some decks, this looks like a royal crest, but this is a flower. It looks maybe like a rudimentary postage stamp. Here we go with the 5. Okay, very good. These greens are nice. The 6 is in that kind of wheel formation. The 7, yeah, 4 and 3. The 8, two groupings of 4 with flowers, separating but not completely. I mean, they look like they're ready to continue growth, like they could still interact. The 9, the one individual bound up in the center, but still looking very potential with growth. The 10 of coins. And here we go with the valet. Now you can see, now none of the valets have the writing up the side, which is interesting. Although we do still have, we have the 1 coin here and the 1 coin here. No, but none of the, all of the titles are the same. There are no titles that are off or different in some way. The Cavalier de Denier, following his coin. The Queen, Croyant de Denier. And finally, the King with his little bitty coin here on his lap, but looking clearly to the future. And 1 leg is missing. Well, 2 legs look like they're missing here. Interesting. Well, what do you think? This deck is not that expensive. I like this difference in coloration between this deck and, for example, I happen to have my classic Tarot de Marsella right here. Yeah. So my classic, let me see if I can find my pentacles in here, my coins, my denier. Let's see, where is the page of denier? Yeah, see, here, even in the modern Tarot Classic, the page of pentacles has the title up here at the side, whereas we don't have that here. So there are differences from a conver deck. Yeah, the titles don't match that. They match each other much more than in a standard conver deck. Also that 10 of Cups. Let me show you the 10 of Cups in this deck. Just a moment. Just in case you're not that familiar with standard conver Marseille design. Here is the 10 of Cups for a standard conver Tarot de Marsella. Now, the 10 of Cups. 1 big cup at the top and 9 below. And here again, when we got to the 10 of Cups, we had 2 in the center. Very different. And floral designs. There are no floral designs. There's no room for floral designs in the 10 of Cups and a conver deck. So very, very interesting. Very different. Let me put up the Magician from the Tarot Classic. So what do you think? Do you like them? I like this deck. I like the difference. I mean, I wouldn't want to use this without having any other, but I like the variety and I like the color and I like the depth of this deck. So friends, if you're interested, I'll put a link to where you might be able to get this deck. It's also appearing on eBay very frequently at a very good price, sometimes with the box, sometimes without the box. And I'll have that in the area below the video. I don't see any information about the creator of this deck. I don't see it here in the book. Although, just a moment. Yeah, I don't see any names here. I don't see a creator in this book, and I don't see any information in the card either, in the cards. So I can't give credit to a creator. Friends, I forgot one thing I wanted to do. Let me shuffle and pull a card from this deck, just so you can see how it shuffles and what it looks like in action. So I'm not going to shuffle in reversals, but I am going to riffle shuffle. And okay, so it is a little bit glossy. Yeah, the deck is a little bit glossy, but not so glossy that you can't record images. And riffle shuffles okay. Let me try one more. My hands are a little bit cold, and that could be part of it. Yeah, riffle shuffle's okay. I've had better riffle shuffles. And overhand is fine. Overhand feels very good. It's not clumping together much at all. It's not a major clump. Let me try one more through here. And let's cut and see what we get. Now, friends, I am still a novice at Tarot de Marsella. And okay, good. This is one I can do. Temperance. So, card for the day, Temperance. And I think that works very nicely for this deck because this deck is a mixture. Yeah, this deck does have its traditional Tarot de Marsella convert style with new coloration and a couple of new designs and new borders. So while it is very traditional, it also has its own new characteristics that it is added into the mixed. So yeah, Temperance seems like it would be a perfect card for this deck. We've got both sides. We've got the active and the passive. We've got the red and the blue. We've got the day and the night mixed very nicely in this deck. It doesn't look very daytimey, that's true, but it does have a nice mixture, especially a mixture of colors, which you can see very nicely in this card. So friends, again, thank you, and I wish you love, joy, well-being, and pure awareness. Thank you.